Wow, it's finally over. Ahoy, bitches and bros and non-binary hoes. So, it's really over, isn't it? Attack on Titan. It's finally ended. And, yeah. So, I wanted to make a video on the finale that just aired. And I was gonna wait a little bit till my recency bias has gotten away, but it is now Wednesday the 8th, so it's been a couple of days since it finished, but my thoughts really have not changed at all since I watched this. So I was like, let's do it. Oh my god. What an ending. Full disclaimer here, there's going to be spoilers across the board. I cannot talk about this finale without spoiling it at all. So if you have not seen it yet, I don't even know what you're doing here. Honestly, I don't know what you're doing here if you haven't seen the show or whatever. Trust me, go watch it. Go take the however long it is. It's worth it, trust me. So yeah, now that we've all seen it, we can just let loose. So for a year now, I've had to see people online, based on the manga, say that this ending is terrible. It is the worst ending in manga anime history. It's the worst ending ever. It's an insult to the eyes and the senses. I've heard that for like a year straight. Yeah, I think you guys are fucking stupid for saying that. What is so bad about this ending at all? I think it perfectly fits this world and the narrative. I don't think there's really anything wrong with it. Oh my god. Alright, let's start this. So, I have to say, let's get a recap of the other season. So, Season 1 is a 9 out of 10. Season 2 is a 10 out of 10. This moment right here is where the show it was like, yeah, this is amazing. It's gonna peak from here. Season 3, another 10. Season 4, Part 1, a 10. Part 2, a 10. The last movie, a 10. And this final part, I'll save that for later. So yeah, going into it, this show is fucking peak, so it had a lot to live up to. And I think it might have done it. I think so. It's just peak after peak after peak after peak. It has been a long time since I see the show have this long stretch of peak. It is incredible. Now, let me say this. I started this show and caught up literally before Season 4 started. Part 1, I mean. I say this because the wait for this finale was excruciatingly long. I can't imagine being a day one supporter of this show, waiting 10 goddamn years for this finale to finally air, delays after delays, but it's finally here. It's so good! My god! This whole movie is just one big battle between the Alliance and Eren and every generation of Titans there has been. Holy fucking shit. I can definitely see why Mappa had to take their time with this. There is so much to it. There's so many like shots and animations that would cost like the whole budget for other shows. It's incredible what they've done with this. Just look at some of these shots. They're incredible. Like, my fucking god, my eyes have never been so blessed in my life. But yeah, the start of this episode is really just one big battle between the Alliance and Eren Yeager and the Titans. More like the Titans. Eren Yeager is just still kind of just walking. But it is still very cool, and he's still like a menacing threat. It is very cool. And by the way, I loved how Eren Yeager was portrayed in Season 4 as this very stoic, just menacing, calculating monster. Such a cool twist for a character. It's such a bold approach to make the main character the hero of the series, the villain at the end. The only other show I can think of that did something like that was Breaking Bad, and maybe Better Call Saul in a way. But god damn, they made him one of my favorite villains of all time now. It's so crazy. He made genocide understandable. If you can do that, if you can make a character make genocide understandable, that's peak writing right there from a peak man himself. I was just fully impressed with the character development of Eren Yeager. I don't think I'm going to see anything like that for a long time. Not even just him. I could talk all day about all the character developments. It's just, they're all great. There's not a single character to dislike in this show. And if they are disliked, you're supposed to dislike them. You're not supposed to like them. Every character is very morally gray. There's a lot of things to like about them. There's a lot of things to dislike about them. It's a very complex written show, and I applaud it for that because, well, it's obviously worked. A lot of people like it. I was going to say it's not going to work for everybody, but clearly it's working for everybody. But yeah, I just love this incredible final battle to start it off. It was so fucking awesome. And I also love the part with Armin and Zeke. I thought that was pretty awesome. I love Zeke's like moment of realization there about how like pointless but great life is. It's really the embodiment of the show. Yeah, life sucks. But there's also some pretty hopeful and great moments in it too. I think Zeke finally got the message that we've been getting throughout the show because we've been able to see like all the characters from Parody get this where life sucks for a lot of them, but there are some great peaceful moments too that make it worth it to live the life instead of just, you know, kill yourself basically. I just love that whole scene and how Zeke was the one to like turn and try and save everybody. It was just such a cool twist there. I didn't expect that at all. And what I really didn't expect, holy shit, is okay, maybe I kind of expected it, but holy shit, this man did not hesitate at all. Levi took his opportunity and saw it. Zeke was just staring at the wonderful life right there, just reinvigorated. Just wow, he's like, wow, life is beautiful. All for Levi to come slash him like a fucking tire. I'm not gonna lie, I laughed my ass off at that death. I felt so bad for him because he had this like moment of realization. And then Levi just came in and was like, nope. It's a sad, but it's a funny death. It really did shock me. I expected Zeke to die. By the way, can we just say I went a whole year without knowing anything about the finale at all. I didn't know a single fucking thing. So can we applaud myself for that? Because manga fans, I'm sorry, but you guys are fucking assholes. You guys went out of your way to try and spoil it for people. Fuck you guys. I hope you guys step on Legos, you cunts. Anyway, I thought that was a crazy awesome moment. Levi would definitely do something like that. I mean, he made a promise to Erwin to kill Zeke, so he did that, but I just love that he just did not waste any opportunity. Homie saw the spotlight and just took it. This video isn't gonna be too long, so I'm gonna like skip over it a lot. I just want to get into the points I want to talk about. So let's get into the actual ending. So Mikasa kills Eren. I did notice that the Ackermans were actually the one to kill the Jaegers. Levi kills Zeke, and Mikasa kills Eren. And one little moment I love is that throughout the rumbling and throughout this whole like fight, Eren just kind of had his like eyes closed. He's just kind of like disassociating it from it, like we saw in the last like movie, the infamous freedom part. You know, I love that the moment Mikasa comes to him, he opens his eyes and sees her because it's the last thing he wants to see. I just love that moment. It's so beautiful and it's beautifully shot too. Just such an incredible moment right there. Just a bittersweet end to an awesome character. Like literally every character gets a bittersweet end in this show. It's awesome. One of my favorite parts from this long ass movie was Levi seeing the ghosts, the dead like soldiers from all of the show. I love him seeing Hanji or Erwin and all the soldiers and seeing them like proud of him that he fulfilled his role and a single tear comes from his eye. Such a fucking beautiful moment. Just a culmination of 4 great seasons right there. That was so beautiful. And also one thing that surprised me is that I did kind of have a theory. I honestly didn't know this at all. I kind of had a theory. You're not going to believe me now that it's over, but I kind of figured that Eren was doing all this as a way to like bring together both sides to stop unnecessary evil. And that is kind of what happened. That really is what happened. Like Marley and Paradis, the strongest soldiers came together to stop him. But I also do love that it doesn't unite everybody. I know a lot of people are gonna Now that I've said it, I kind of see why they hated it, but you gotta understand, this is the world of Attack on Titan. There are no happy endings. This show does not deserve a happy ending. It deserves, at best, a miserable ending with some hope in the middle there. You know what I mean? Like, as soon as it happens, Marley still wants to kill, like, Armin and Mikasa and all of them. They still want to kill them because they don't know who's Titans or not. They still want to do it. So, like, the critique is Aaron's plan didn't work. The world is not even united. And based on the path parts, like the talks with Armin and Mikasa, to me it seemed like he just wanted a more peaceful life for like his friends, you know, like Armin, Mikasa, Jean, Connie, and Levi. He wanted a peaceful life for them. And yeah, it wasn't going to be 100% perfect, but it was going to be a hell of a lot better than what they've been living in their whole lives. I think that's what he really wanted. And obviously, he saw in the future that there's no way he could stop it, so he just had to go through with it. So he just made sure that it was the best possible outcome. I fucking love those scenes with Eren, Armin, and Eren and Mikasa. It didn't really like hit me how much Mikasa matters to Eren once we saw that flashback, that like alternate reality scene that he created with Mikasa, where if Mikasa just confessed her feelings to Eren, that's all it would have taken for him to stop. He would have just lived out his 4 years in peace. That's all it would have taken. But of course, Mikasa, being the hard bag fumbler, she just couldn't go through with it. She just really couldn't do it. It's just crazy how so little choices can make a big impact in our lives. Like, you know what I mean? That really makes you think about that. Like, what would I have done differently? Anyway, I just love the whole realization, or revelation, I should say, that Eren, he does not like what he's doing at all. He really doesn't. There were hints of it in the last episode, but it becomes more evident here. He's quite honestly the most miserable person in the show now. He hates that he has to do this, but he knows that if he wants like a peaceful life for his friends, the people he loves, this is the only way. How can I root for somebody that wants to kill women and children, kill millions of them? How could I root for someone? But somehow the show did it. The only real like criticism I have for the finale is that whole last chapter, I think, can be confusing for a lot of people, because we see like Eren and Armin in their young ages, and then all of a sudden they're just talking before the fight begins. Same with Mikasa in this like alternate timeline. It kind of just jumps you right into it. So I'm guessing it could be a little confusing, but other than that, I got nothing. And I've heard the criticism that what Eren did didn't even matter, because as we saw in like the end credits, the world definitely, it got more advanced, but they still like fucking bombed themselves like a bunch of idiots. They still just went out for war, and I think people are missing the point. That is the show. Humans are just very hateful people. A lot of humans are just very hateful people and just want to just fucking murder each other. We're seeing it now in the real world right now over like the pettiest of shit that happened a long time ago. Humans just love the capacity for war, and it's just never going to go away, no matter how hard you try to make it go away. There's always going to be hatred, there's always going to be bigotry, there's always going to be racism, there's always going to be hatred. It's just always going to be a thing. So I don't think what Eren did was just useless, was just for nothing. I think he accomplished his goal. That's what he wanted. He just wanted a peaceful life for his friends, and after that, do whatever you want, world. I don't fucking care. That could be my interpretation. I know other people definitely have interpretations that are wrong. The cycle of war and vengeance is an ongoing cycle. Sun Tzu probably said that at some point. And I fucking love that it ends with some random kid finding the tree of life and continuing the cycle of vengeance. I think that was such a cool ending. I fucking love that. It's so satisfying, and it's it's so fitting for this world that like it's just gonna continue on and on. Like, yeah, the people we know got somewhat of a happy ending, most of them. There were a lot of deaths, and Aaron got a pretty miserable ending, but he got what he wanted in the end. He wanted peace for his friends, but damn, it's just gonna continue on and on and on. And Aaron also wiped out Titans. Technically, yeah. Well, the Alliance did, but that's what he's always wanted too, right? To wipe out Titans, and that happened too. His friends got to live in a Titan-free world. But yeah, that like last section where the kid is walking into the tree just gave me fucking chills. I was just like, wow, it's really just going to continue on and on. I've seen some people say they want a sequel series, but honestly, if Isayama is not involved with it, I really could not care any less. I think this is the perfect fitting ending. It summarizes, it puts a stamp on the show, and I think it fits the show. Where it's just like, the cycle of violence is a never-ending one. And I think that one scene with the kid going into the tree is the proving point of it. If Isayama wants to continue it, if he wants to make this sequel, then maybe, but I think he should just call it quits while he's on top like the king that he is. You know, just, if he honestly wants to never write a manga again, I don't blame him. This took a long fucking time, so I think he should retire king like you should. I'm sure he made enough money off this series. That's just my opinion, though. If he makes another manga, I'm gonna be first in line for that shit. I would be a fool not to give this final episode a 10 out of 10. Easy 10 out of 10. Honestly, this show is probably going to kind of ruin anime for me in a way, because I really got to set my expectations really low now, because there's never going to be another show in general like this for a long, long time. Like, this is in my top 5 shows ever. I'm not going to say which one because I want to do a video on that soon. It's just such a fucking great show that just makes me appreciate being alive to see the entire thing. Because this was a 10-year show. Lots of people died watching this. Like, they couldn't see how it ended, you know? It just makes me appreciate that. Yeah, there is a lot of terrible people in this world that perpetuate violence and savagery in our world, but I'm glad that good people can come together to make great art about it that reflects us and that gives us a hope and a good feeling. I know that sounded super pretentious, but that's like the best way I could put how grateful I am for this show. It's an incredible show. I'm lucky enough to... So yeah, that is the finale. I fucking loved it. I'm not gonna lie, I literally feel like this picture right now. Like, God, what do I do with myself now that it's over? I do think, however, it is a missed opportunity not to put the last 2 episodes in theaters. I do think it's kind of a missed opportunity, but I understand why they didn't. Yeah, that'll be it, guys. Recommend me some more animes or shows to watch if you guys would like. Recommend me some of your favorite shows. Whatever. Or even movies. I don't know. Let's just watch some peak content, you know what I mean? But yeah, guys, that'll be it. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys like this and want to see more of it, make sure to like, subscribe, and that'll let me know that you guys want more of it. But yeah, thank you guys, and I will see you guys later.